Okay, India have lost one wicket. 353 is what England got. It was a painful first hour in the morning for the Indian bowlers. Robinson really rubbing it in, irritating the Indian bowlers, and that partnership seemed to be taking the game away from India. But then stepped up Ravindra Jadeja for the Indian team, ensured that it doesn't go too far away the game from them, and 353 is what England managed. But then India got that jhatka, that one wicket to fall. Rohit Sharma out, courtesy Jimmy Anderson.
Yeah, we thought it could be an in-cutter that would get him, but no, that one just held its line outside off. It angled in, but it just held its line outside off.
Little bit of a deviation, little hint of deviation off the deck.
But that's why Jimmy is Jimmy. He gets those very subtle movements. It's not banana swing anymore. Very slight movement. And Rohit Sharma, 2 runs, and how fortunes can change. Yes, last test he had hit 100. 4 years ago in Ranchi he had hit a double 100. Now out for 2.
That's what cricket is. I know he'll get a lot of hate on social media. It's already started.
Has it? Is there a hashtag?
Yeah, it started because he's been under scrutiny, or in the firing line of certain section of fans in general. But good that Siddharth reminded all of us that he got 100 just in the previous test match, and that India are leading 2-1 at the moment. Okay, we'll get to the Indian batting, but let's start with the Indian bowling, and we'll go in the chronology. We follow it from the start of how it started. So let's start with the Indian bowling. That first 1 hour, I'm sorry, it looked like Indian players were sleepwalking. It didn't feel like it's the start of the first hour. You know, sometime when you come in for the very first hour, or when we start our program, usually, you know, when you get to office, it takes time for your engine to start. You know, takes time to get into the groove. But for sports people, it's different. It's the first hour where there is the maximum amount of energy and you're high on spirits. One, in terms of the rest that you've got. Two, because you know you're coming in with plans, so you want to execute it. Three, you've looked at data and have all of those things in mind, and all of that gets into you. And then you've had a pep talk, everything, and so you want to come in and be charged. But Indian team looked like they were sleepwalking that first 1 hour. No urgency whatsoever. And you knew that the game was in a precarious position, could have gone anyway. From there on, if you went past 400, it's going to be tough for any team, as we mentioned last time. Batting first, you get around that, the game's out of your hands. So something needed to be done quickly. It wasn't to be. I'd have to say, thank in no small measure, one to Jadeja, who looked the most lethal of all the bowlers, and we'll talk about that later. One to a stupid shot by Bashir.
And Robinson.
And Robinson
To that extent. I mean, Robinson didn't look as stupid, but you're right. He was doing perfectly fine playing regular.
Exactly. There was nothing short. Like, how did he get all of his runs? He was dancing down the track. He was punishing the odd ball. So conventional cricket reaped him, gave him dividends. Simple as that.
Straight back.
Then what's the need to try and reverse when you've gotten to a 50s playing conventional cricket? You've taken your team to a very good position. It's in fact that dismissal that opened the floodgates for England otherwise, because for India, because otherwise, England were in cruise control, I would say. The pitch wasn't doing much. It was a lot of trouble for the Indian bowlers, and you rightly said, just the couple of times that the ball gripped, it did grip for Ravindra Jadeja, who did beat the batter a couple of times. Yes, there was a half a chance as far as Root is concerned, with that ball not carrying to Rohit Sharma in the slip cordon. But otherwise, India didn't have a lot of things going their way, and the body language wasn't up to the mark. Neither was Rohit Sharma's captaincy. I'll be a little critical over there, and that's what Siddharth and I touched upon in that innings break as well, that brief break that we had. Because for starters, even when Ravindra Jadeja was put into bowl, where was the field? Why was it so spread out? Why was there no... Okay, I understand there was one person in the slip cordon, but where was the silly point? Where was the short leg? I couldn't see any short leg for the longest time. Even when the pace bowlers were bowling, why was the field so spread out? The idea should have been to impose yourself on the opposition, make them feel a bit nervous, get those attacking lines in, maybe try the short ball, have a short leg there. The field setting was not up to the mark, and you playing as if you were playing catch up, and you were waiting for things to happen. You were waiting. Yes, you knew that this was a pitch, where you had to extract something out of it. Nothing will come very easily. So I think the whole waiting process, where the Indian team, the bowlers and the captain, I think were a little guilty, let's say, of expecting things to happen, and sure enough, it did. If it wasn't for a silly shot by Ollie Robinson, who knows when you would have gotten a breakthrough, because you weren't attacking enough. There wasn't enough intent, there wasn't enough aggression, which I saw from the bowlers today and the captain in terms of the field placements.
2 shots. You see, this is where Rohit Sharma should consider himself very, very lucky, because Rajkot 207 for 2. Root played the reverse scoop, the floodgates open. Here, Robinson played the reverse sweep, got the glove, 3 wickets fell for 4 runs. Till that time, the partnership was worth 102, playing straight, playing conventional cricket. Rohit Sharma's captaincy is from the MS Dhoni school of thought. He waits for things to happen. And if the field is set accordingly in that fine, great. It works. Everything now will be swept under the carpet, but now you have gotten 350 plus. 350 plus on this particular wicket, considering that India are going to bat last if it happens. The key for India will be bat once, bat big,
Bat long,
get a big total, and then put the pressure back on England, because there is not much demons on this wicket, let us be very honest about it. Kuldeep and Jaddu, whatever they got, it skidded through low, but Kuldeep was getting slow turn. Jaddu, because he fires it in, that's how it happens.
My other problem was the Indian team was more about, okay, fine, tactical strategies is another thing. More about, are you a team that's leading 2-1 in the series? Are you a team that's playing at home? When you're overseas in away conditions, trailing, then I can understand. This is a team that's leading. You can boss around, and you had to come quickly, put your stamp of authority on this test match. Robinson is playing you so well. Should he be allowed to feel very comfortable? Our man Siddharth here yesterday said, second last recognized player is batting. When Joe Root was batting with Fox. Then I said, why second last? He said, one more, Hartley will come. And then there will be Hartley and Root, the last recognized player. Nobody counted for a Robinson. Okay, he's got some 4-5 first class 50s.
5,
But has never got one in test match level. Was never considered a batter. So for us the tail had started, and I'm sure for the Indian team similar tail had started. You are making this Robinson feel so comfortable. That's why I go back to, if you guys haven't seen it, go back to certain videos from India's tour to England, where Robinson had said a few things which weren't taken very kindly to the Indian team. I think he had spoken about Pujara's batting or something like that, if I remember correctly. That Indian team, the leader of the pack was Virat Kohli. He's the one who started, gave him a mouthful as soon as he came in, gave him a mouthful, had him flustered, made him feel like a tail ender, and then the bowling backed it up in Siraj, who had a couple of snorters directed at a Robinson, and then the remaining team also. You should go and see that clip. They made the tail ender feel uncomfortable. Here you allowed the tail ender to feel relaxed, chilling, it's like you had taken upon yourself, recognized pair is batting. Once they get out, we will see what happens. Let's see what happens. Robinson also batting like a proper batter, defense, front foot defense, going on back foot, doing everything. He had the audacity to play a reverse sweep as well. We got out, that's another matter. Another day he would have connected, it would have gone to 4 as well. So even he continued to do that. I'm saying that intent. The only one who kind of showed that little bit of fire was a Mohammad Siraj, who later, after the new ball was taken, said a few things after to Robinson. And sure enough, you see, it's after Siraj does that, does Jadeja get that wicket. Because things begin to happen. That's what teams do. This is part of gamesmanship. This is part of your thing. India were relaxed. It was as if, England, this kind of body language comes when England are batting on 550 for 5. You know that game's gone. Now whatever happens, wicket will come by luck of the draw. And when we get a chance to bat, we have to play for a draw because they have got 550 for 5. They'll end up with 600. We'll also try and get 400, 500. The 5 days will be over and it will be a draw. That was the approach that India had. Secondly, again, new ball you're taking so long to take. We discussed it yesterday. Why would you not? You've got a tail-ender at the other end. Joe Root is going to be comfortable against a spinner or a fast bowler. Intimidate him. Yeah, Akashdeep was your standout bowler yesterday. Siraj, showed you later that he could breathe fire. Do that. Get him out. Say a few things that would impact his bowling also when he comes out to bowl. You've done nothing. And he's the guy again at the start of this series has said things like whatever. What did he say?
He said that India are scared of baseball.
India is scared of baseball. You have made him nothing. Allowing it to carry on. Easy peasy. He's notched up his first test half century, 58. Looked like a batter. This England team at 112 for 5 has reached 353.
The biggest factor was that why didn't you take the new ball immediately yesterday?
Yesterday, yeah.
That I agree, but today also.
Today, 2 balls later, you took the new ball. 2 balls later.
Like, what was the thing of 2 balls?
I don't know, 2 balls. Siraj posed the first couple of balls with the football. Third ball,
Unless
okay.
the only logic is you
Reverse
wanted
swing.
to, no, not reverse, warm. 2 balls, he'll just warm up. He just warm up and then.
I don't know. Because, see,
must have been a totka, otherwise I don't get any cricketing
why
logic.
I'm saying that 2 ball doesn't make a big difference, but it makes a difference in terms of your messaging. Here's a new ball, here I am. And by the way, the other thing, because you took it after 2 balls, after that also Siraj initially wasn't cranking it up.
yeah.
He was very ginger in his bowling or whatever, his pace was down. Then later, as I said, something kicked in. Maybe they realized an hour later, yeah, what is this happening? This way they'll keep going. And then Siraj becomes that aggressive. And then, after that aggression he shows, I think he said a thing or two to Robinson, I remember. Bowled him a short pitch delivery, said a few, I don't know whether Robinson understood what Siraj was saying or vice versa. But they were a few. And then after that Robinson goes and plays that.
Stupid shot.
Yeah, he does. So,
Of a different bowler altogether.
you allowed 51 runs easily. 102 run for the 8th wicket. It's only been done twice by England.
Yeah.
In India. 108 was by Adil Rashid and Liam Dawson in Chennai. But India won that game. Here also, Jaiswal has begun well. So, let's see how India go from this. There's still no demons in the wicket yet.
I want to have a quick chat about the pitch though. It doesn't look like the pitch that we saw the first session or the first hour on the opening day of the test match. I think these are still batting conditions, even of whatever we saw from India. Yes, that was, I would say, down to the excellence of Jimmy Anderson to get the wicket of Rohit Sharma. Yes, Rohit is to be blamed for the shot selection as well and the lack of feet movement over there. But having said that, it doesn't quite look like a pitch where India would be like, okay, given how the new ball was behaving yesterday, we really got to be extremely overly cautious, and maybe our time in the middle is going to be very limited. These still look batter friendly conditions, and India should be able to bat a bulk of the day, in fact through the day in an ideal scenario.
I would say that forget the pitch, and why we even all the time with the pitch. The pitch is good, I agree. But with this bowling lineup that England has, I'm sorry to say, other than Jimmy Anderson, we've only seen Robinson. I would be very surprised if he's successful. I mean, the Indian batters have to really perform badly to be giving him wickets.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's on offer. He bowls at a medium pace in the 120s. It's not even England where, there'll be a lot of movement or that pace can be dangerous. Nothing of that sort. You would have to be gifting your wickets to a Robinson. Yes, I agree, 1 or 2 balls, he got that movement, but Jaiswal played it very well. Wasn't poking at it, kept the bat close to his body, which is the proper test match technique. I would want the Indian batters, that's why I'm saying, just as what you could not stamp your authority while you're fielding, stamp your authority in batting. The only one that you really need to be careful of is a Jimmy Anderson, because he's a wily old fox, has all the experience, has the skill level, whether it's with the new ball or whether it's with reverse swing, that he could be dangerous. You give him some respect, but even his, bad balls, you dispatch them because batting conditions are still there. But Robinson, you should attack him, make them feel that, listen, we are a way superior batting lineup than your bowling lineup can handle. In terms of their spinners, inexperienced spinners that they have right now in Hartley and Bashir, dominate them as well. The only one I think who could be tricky here could be a Joe Root. I don't know, maybe not now. Now with that tail up with his runs as well. But even there, as much as Siddharth won't like it, still a part-time spinner.
Yeah.
Yes, he's bowled a lot. So that bowling attack with these conditions that you have on offer, the only thing I saw once or twice, still the ball kept low. Joe Root played it very well in that first hour. There are a couple of deliveries that stayed low, but he used his back foot and really, countered that. So you have to be just mindful of that, but with good technique, I think that is not something that cannot be negotiated. You negotiate that, rest of it is fantastic to bat on. You would want India, because they're batting last. I mean, eyes closed, you would want a 100-run lead here.
Yeah.
You can get a 450. You have the batting lineup. You lost, yes, Rohit Sharma, but Yashasvi Jaiswal looking outstanding. Mixing caution with aggression just as you want him. Loose balls, he's not letting them go. Looks so compact and so nice as a test player. Shubman Gill, I'm saying, I saw, and I'm not looking at the total, but I did see Shubman Gill kind of really put his head down last test match. That showed me that he's rectified those minor technical errors that had come in. He's rectified and is looking good in these 14 deliveries that he's played, self-assured. So if he doesn't make that mistake as such, and then you've got, informed Sarfraz who got you runs at that time. Jadeja, the informed Ravindra Jadeja with the bat. Yeah. Dhruv Jurel looked good in that, one knock that he played. And Ashwin, as you know, will never let it go. Patidar needs to step up. If all of them do, I think India should look at a 100-run lead minimum. And I think there is the making of that in terms of looking at England's bowling, in terms of the conditions that are on offer.
India, I think, the idea should be, because you don't know, that nobody can really predict how this pitch sort of changes, deteriorates. Nobody can really comment on that.
But today you can have an idea.
Yeah, see, again, today,
how much can it
deteriorate? Exactly. Because you're sure of that, I think today, ends up being a very crucial day for India in this test match, because the idea should be, because you can't take any chances given what you saw in the opening hour of play over here in Ranchi. You should be backing yourself, okay, I'm going to give myself half hour in the second session, day 2, because again, I've lost a wicket. Let me just get, my nerves in control. The idea should be to bat long and bat once only in this test match. Possibly even go much beyond 450. I would say go 500, 520, have that cushion. Okay, even if you're coming out to bat again, should not be more than 50, 70 runs. Because I'm afraid if that, ends up being anywhere around 150 or even in excess of 120, batting fourth could be a problem again, and not pure science, not 100% science. You don't know how this pitch changes. You don't want to be taking a chance, let's say. And if somebody is to take that India into that position, I think it's this batting pair that has looked good in this whole series. Yashasvi averaging in excess of 100, a 91 and a 100 prior to that for Shubman Gill. So again, he's also getting to form. Yes, the weak link at the moment does look to be Rajat Patidar, but again, to expect runs from Sarfaraz and Jurel every time, and that too, again, let's not forget, only the second test match for them. So I think a lot of responsibility will now have to be shouldered by the batting pair that we have at the crease right now, and they both have it in them and have looked good to be giving India that platform that they need if they are to get somewhere close to 500.
See, the rate of deterioration that is there on this wicket is not happened that much. You look at it, it was already a low wicket, it was already a slow wicket. Yeah. Looking at how the spinners have had to work hard for it. Ashwin had to work hard for it, Kuldeep had to work hard for it. Jaddu, because of the angle with which he's bowling and because of his action, he was getting the skid. It will be interesting to see how Hartley gets that. Hartley also has got a similar kind of an action. Bashir, I don't know. Root also, I don't know. The rate of deterioration on this wicket is not much. So that's why it's staying low. Some deliveries are kicking through low because of the way how the pitch is.
And maybe it won't actually deteriorate a lot given the cool conditions on offer at the moment.
There's no sunshine, that much of sunshine. There is a bit of cloud cover also. So if you look at it, even on the weekend, over the weekend, there is a bit of cloud cover expected.
There is a rain prediction as well, right?
Not
on Sunday?
That much.
A very minor prediction on Saturday, Sunday.
That too at night, I feel. Or is
evening, not during the match time.
Hours,
it's not expected. Let me be very safe in that. It's not expected to rain that match. But let's see how it happens at this point. Because the deterioration looking at it will be very slow. Slow deterioration won't happen rapidly. Like, oh, you won't lose wickets in 7-8 wickets in one session. Maybe that
unless
kind
it's harakiri.
It's harakiri.
Unless it's harakiri, yeah.
So that is why. You get one particular delivery, you look at it, Anderson, that was pure skill. That's why. It's a really big situation that is there.
Let's go. We got some questions.
But a quick word maybe on Ravi Ashwin, because that's something we were being asked quite a lot during that little break that we had as to what's happening to Ashwin, why this inconsistency from Ashwin, and what's missing as far as Ashwin the bowler is concerned.
Ashwin the bowler, see, he's not having a good time.
No, you've got to admit it, yeah.
He's not having a good time. I mean, he's averaging
He's
close
off
to
colour,
40
he's off colour.
with the ball. Averaging close to 40, and the way how Ben Foakes went after him.
Yesterday, yes, 6.44, then another, and then followed by a double. Yeah.
Double. So it is basically not going to be easy for Ravichandran Ashwin now, because he doesn't play any test matches until September, October. Now the problem is, if he doesn't have a good home series against England.
But were the lines a problem or length a problem for him?
The length.
The length.
The length was
I cut in some slack. Yeah, your batters don't get runs. Your legends.
Time, yeah.
No, when your legends don't get runs, you give them a extended run, nah? Because they are legends.
Nobody's calling time on his career or anything.
It's getting dangerous, this and that. Why? When you give them a legend's long rope in your batters, he's a certified legend as a bowler, nah?
Yeah.
He also deserves
because
a long rope.
I think, see, he's not been given his due. Let me be very honest.
That's also true.
Now you're adding to not giving him due by saying if he does not have a good home series, Tata bye.
See, the Swords will be out immediately.
It can't be out so early. One bad series at home.
Look
You
at-
anyway don't play him
This
overseas.
series is not over.
Yeah.
And you anyway don't play him overseas.
But can I tell you one thing, as I was saying, that you also got him used to bowling on those gaddas, na?
Yeah.
On those rank turners. Now you suddenly have decided, no, we must have better batting conditions on offer. I guess allow him also time to get used to not bowling on gaddas.
That is something which he doesn't have time. This is the same bowler who on reputation alone should have played in most test matches. But you got spooked by the conditions in the Oval. What happened in there? 1 hour of cloud cover. And that's it. Ashwin was left out. Here he's averaging close to 40 with the ball. Not taken that many wickets. I mean, you would expect a 20-25 wickets per series every time from Ashwin in this kind of conditions. That's not happening. And somewhere down the line, the law of averages will have to catch up with him. He's been doing it for 10 years. Once in 10 years, if this happens, I only hope that the Swords aren't out.
Shouldn't.
Too early.
Hope so.
Too early. Shubham Garg says biggest problem with Rohit is consistency in test. No 500 plus run series. Score 100. No 200-300s in series except versus South Africa 2019. Actually, I was going to say that only. He said no 2-3. He's already mentioned it. And needs to work on this. So I think that's a valid point.
Valid point. But okay, whenever he scored hundreds, it's been impactful.
Yeah.
Yes. Crucial hundreds.
He's got runs in tough conditions.
Yes.
Okay, those have been match-winning hundreds. I completely agree. But you know what real good batters do? When you're in good form, they make most of it. Like if I'm on good form, they'll get 200-300s in that series. You know, Joe Root would do that quite often. Virat Kohli would do that quite often.
And if I'm not wrong, see,
Jaiswal is doing it.
He was he was in fact your best batter going into the WTC final of last year. He had 300, which was, by the way, the most, even since 2019, since it's been mentioned, since 2019 till now, nobody scored more runs in test cricket as far as India are concerned than Rohit Sharma, centuries as well.
Yeah.
Nobody scored more hundreds.
But as they say, there is one box which is left unticked, and that is 200-300s in the series. That's never happened with Rohit Sharma.
But he gets you important.
Other than South Africa. Yeah.
BGD, he got you that 100.
Nagpur.
Exactly.
Oval 100 against England.
You were
2021.
33 for 4 in the previous test match. Who bailed you out? He was the one who stitched that partnership with Jadeja. Otherwise,
Didn't Rohit get 200s in the West Indies again?
last year.
171 Dominica, even Port of Spain, didn't he get a...
I
mean, it must have been a 50 then.
Can't
Because see, he got 200s against the West Indies at home. That's happened in 2013. Remember, Kolkata and Mumbai, Tendulkar's last series, he got 200s there. But that's the problem. I don't know how on earth can he address this particular thing. He has captaincy to worry about. He's opening worry about. India fortune to worry about. What more does he? Okay.
Then, if you're
The
wearing the
riggers.
crown,
You're wearing
uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. And that
The
is
crown
the
of
case.
thorns.
If you're an Indian captain, it's not easy. Please, someone ask Virat Kohli.
Ah, yeah.
You know, knives are out for him also all the time with his captaincy. Dhoni, anyone who's been Indian captain. Saurav Ganguly.
Yeah. The poison chalice. Azharuddin, Tendulkar, whoever's gotten it. So,
Correct.
yeah. No, I think it was 103 and 80. Ooh, that was close. 80 and 57 in Port of Spain. Okay.
International 3191 from the US of A says, will Boom play the 5th test versus New Zealand?
No, 5 tests
Achha,
versus
5
New
tests
Zealand
versus-
/ Bangladesh. Before Australia tour, no.
Yes, you got your answer. Nothing more to add. In the words of MS Dhoni,
Yeah.
nothing more to add. Pronit Datta. So England have basically picked 3 bowlers, Joe Root and a dibbly-dobbly whose hairstyle looks more dangerous than his friendly bowling to win this match. Pronit Datta, I absolutely agree with your comment. Exactly the thought that I had. When I saw Robinson, I was like, his hairstyle will make more impact than his bowling. Completely agree.
Yeah.
That blonde hair of his seemed, more standout than any delivery that he bowled. There was nothing in there. And those dibbly-dobbly spinners, please show them who's boss. I would want the Indian batters to dominate them. The pitch is not turning. So please.
His hair, in fact, was a real point of conversation upstairs because our dear friend in Chalu, who does graphics for us, in case you guys won't know. So she's like, the moment she saw him bowl, like, the graphics are prepared. He doesn't have the same hair though. This one looks much better. Okay, should I be changing my graphics?
I mean, see, luckily he's not Colin Miller. Colin Miller would have a blue hairstyle, orange.
You remember the one time he turned up in the middle of a test match. So I had regular hair earlier, and then middle of the test match, West Indies test match.
Courtney Walsh couldn't stop his laughter.
Courtney Walsh, he came out to bowl because he was wearing a cap. Then he comes on to bowl and Courtney Walsh is batting. And he takes off his cap to give it to the umpire. Courtney Walsh sees the colour because he's not seen it so far in this test match. Overnight he's changed it. And he starts laughing. So he gets ready to face the ball. No, he goes on the side, laughs. And Colin Miller has to wait.
Yeah.
Then he comes back.
It was jet blue. And because he was sweating, the dye also was coming, his uniform was also straight. Previous match he had dyed it orange. Agent Orange, like. So it was Colin Miller, I am telling you, style icon. And once he had done it even pink. Pink also.
Pink. Yep.
Pink also, electric pink.
Yeah, I
The
remember.
Sydney Sixers. Sydney Sixers jersey pink.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember that.
I loved Colin Miller.
I remember that. Yeah, but to the point that Pranit is making, just want to, exactly what I'm saying with the conditions, the bowling, and we mentioned it earlier. India need to get a big total. If they don't, they only have themselves to blame.
Yeah. Venkata Nanduri from the USA. Don't forget, playing third string team, draw is a win.
He's saying, don't forget, we are playing a third string team and a draw should be a win for
England.
Or for India. It's not India's first string team by any stretch, not the second also, I would say.
This one not first string, yeah. There's no Virat, there is no KL, there is no Bumrah.
There's no Shami.
To an extent.
But is it a third?
No, it's not a third string.
Yeah, you got
And by
3
the way,
debutants in the side.
4 debutants, if you will look at. In the series, you've seen 4.
4 in the series overall, 4, yeah.
draw is a win, but if let's assume Venkat talking about the Indian team and if assume that he's called it a third string team, a draw is not going to be a win for India. How is it a win for
It is a loss.
You're playing at home.
Yeah.
Nothing. If you're playing overseas, unless he's talking about the English team, but they're not third string. They've got the number 1 team here.
Except the
Minus
bowlers.
Leach.
Oh, that's it. Who else?
That's it. Who else? Yeah.
Who else?
Anderson.
They played the Ashes with,
Anderson
let's say,
is
only
playing.
a Harry Brook, I think.
Anderson
Who is
didn't
it that-
play the Ashes. They played 1 or 2.
1 or 2, yeah.
I'm talking about now. This series. Is he talking
But that's
about the
true
English
with the
team?
pitches that they're preparing there, that an Anderson is
None of them are third
rudderless.
See, batting is your first choice. England have the first string batting line.
Bowling also, minus a
Bowling
Leach.
also,
Who
yeah.
else?
What
Only
else?
Leach.
Who have they left behind? Some great.
Anyway, yeah. Stuart Broad retired after the Ashes. So,
Yeah.
Vokes not there, not considered, in these kind of
In
conditions.
these conditions, yeah. This is the best they've got.
Only Leach. He's gone, so that's about 50% of the bowling gone in that sense.
Yep.
Pranit Datta, Rohit Sharma looked disinterested in the test match.
Must be tired.
Really?
Well,
No.
that's Praneet saying so.
I mean, appearances can be very deceiving.
No,
yeah.
he's not disinterested. But that's also his demeanor, yeah. That's just how he is. He looked disinterested. Like, even that was funny where he like takes the catch and then tells the umpire, you check it, boss. Third umpire.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
But Siddharth had high praise for him when he made that gesture.
Uh-huh.
They didn't claim the catch.
Yeah, because he knew it had bounced.
Yeah, it had bounced, yes. It's not like the Aussies who
Or-
would want to claim.
Or
Why? Why do you want to put me in a pickle every single time here? People are waiting for an opportunity to throw eggs. People are waiting for a chance to throw tomatoes at me. Why?
I'm taking my shot as well.
Huh? Don't. Already it can nuke back and fall right at me. So that's why, please.
Also, now with the amount of cameras that you have, you're better off just, And so sometime what happens when you take that close catch, he knew the way he threw the ball, he knew that it bounced. But sometimes you don't know 100%, like those close catches. So he knew it had been dropped, but said okay, just in case.
They keep on things Australia should have learned from those.
No, they were.
They were.
They would claim even if it bounced.
They were like a pack of dogs. That's not my,
Phrase for them.
Yeah, I haven't picked that. I think it was Ian Chappell who wrote that. in
Even
his column.
Faf du Plessis also once called them a pack of dogs.
No, the way they played that
Yeah.
that day, I think Ian Chappell called it out.
Yep, it was.
And Anil Kumble also said only one team was playing in the spirit of the game.
But Kumble agreed to that spirit at that time. Oh, okay, we'll take your word. But then after that, it backfired on him. He said, oh, no, only one team was playing in the spirit. And again,
The spirit who we have never seen.
what was the spirit of the game? I mean, that
The
I
spirit
started.
which has never been seen.
For me, that was the starting point. I said, oh, what is the spirit of the game? Yeah. India have had so many decisions prior to technology in which it looked so dodgy. I mean, let's make no disrespect. Anil Kumble is perfect, and there were so many LBW or something which looked slightly dodgy. It looked. I mean, immediately umpire Jayaprakash would raise the finger. Immediately.
No, that 10 wicket that Afridi wasn't out.
Even I think
First
Mohammad Yusuf was, or Ijaz Ahmed wasn't out.
One of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Anwar was out. Inzamam got bowled. Malik was bowled. Mushtaq got a brute. Saklain,
Akram was out.
Akram was out. Saklain was 50-50. But, yaar, umpire Jayaprakash was trigger happy. Moment appeal.
You do it like this.
Yes.
So Steve Buckner only took
And
inspiration from him.
every decision was given by umpire Jayaprakash. He was
Was
bowling
it?
from that
Ah,
end.
all 10.
Yeah, but except for the
Wait.
bold.
Bolds,
obviously,
yeah.
It was he bowled from Jayaprakash's end at the Kotla at that time. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a different thing altogether. Now people will say, "Oh, you disrespect even Anil Kumble also." I
Kumbal.
No.
Kumbal.
I am not getting into
You're
that.
not disrespecting, you're just stating what you saw. There's no disrespect.
Yeah, Kumble, yes.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
But nowadays, if you're entitled to your opinion,
don't
people,
worry.
we
Don't
hate him.
worry.
I want to smash his
Arre,
face
we
and
are
do
here to
all that,
change
yeah.
Doesn't matter. Are they your brother-in-law?
No way.
Chacha's
We
son?
call her family members.
That's it.
They're taking it way too seriously. That's the thing. We made that mistake, calling them family members. Then they'll all have to say, Chacha, Mom, we are your big brothers and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, they are our family. Of
Yeah,
course they are.
of course
Everyone who joins us on Sports
They
Today.
can just be
There is, see, in a family. also
estranged
there-
at times.
No, there are agreements, disagreements. Somebody doesn't like it. Somebody likes it. Sometimes they agree with you. The same person disagrees with you. It also bases on their own personal likes and dislikes. So all of that comes in. It's okay. You also have personal likes and dislikes. Like no matter what happened, he'll back Ashwin. No matter what happens, he'll criticize
RCB.
RCB.
The proof is in the pudding. To quote your favorite, it is there. For RCB, I agree. Ashwin, yeah, it's.
No, go on. Why you stop?
For Ashwin, it's debatable. For RCB, look, we now in our team, there are about 4 to 5 people who are going to back RCB, right? This is
Our team as in our team here.
our whole team. I mean, this time you got the largest contingent of RCB fans in our team. So it's not going to be easy this IPL for me. And
This side.
it won't be.
So they're winning when it comes to the fan base, they're winning the content game as was claimed last year anyway.
They always win everything off the field. They win that. don't win anything on the field. That's another thing altogether.
Social media, they're winning. I think they said
Yeah,
it. They
they are
claimed
the,
victory
they are the
last
most.
year.
They have surpassed the likes of MI and CSK when it comes to social media popularity. Let me tell you that.
So they are more of a cricketing franchise or a content
They are
franchise?
entertainers.
That we don't know for sure, Siddharth. There's no hardcore data.
Yeah.
This is just based on who knows. CSK could have more. Who knows? Mumbai Indians could have more. We don't know.
I mean, those are RCB
Just
diaries.
followers now can be bought and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Oh, I'm not trusting.
For example, the RCB diaries that were started in these last couple of
No,
seasons.
that's okay. If you generate good content, people will watch it. That's fine. But I'm saying social media, you don't know. For Mumbai Indians have inadvertently created great content this last few weeks.
In the auction itself, after the
After the
auction,
auction.
one press release has created so much content.
And you're going to get more content on 24th of March when Hardik Pandya goes to Ahmedabad.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be
That could have just been a draw. It's been
By design.
it's by design. It's to get the numbers.
the fans demanded.
See, you starting with the derby,
Yeah.
then just 2 days after that you have
Then you have the millionaire derby.
which derby?
Millionaires. The
Achha, millionaires derby.
KKR SRH, Cummins versus Stark.
Yes.
20 crores and 24.75 crores there. Facing off against each
Okay, Shubham Garg says even after 100 this series, he is averaging 30 in 7 innings on best pitches in last 4 years. Will you call this series good as a batter for Rohit Sharma? Not quite.
Middling.
other. Very middling. Yeah.
And I think, better to wait for the series to get over to have a
Fair
definite sort of a view on this. But yeah, as of now, wouldn't be happy. Inconsistency has been there. Completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, KK says, have you remember that India versus Pak 99 Chennai test match? How bad was umpiring? Even Rashid Latif claimed bounce catch and given out. Why umpires are always
Angst
against India?
against India. I remember that match, Rashid. I think it was of Ganguly, if I'm not mistaken.
May have been.
Ganguly, that drop, that bounce catch. That's
Everyone
famous
only
for
remembers the Sachin innings of
Yeah.
that test match.
And Wasim's-
And then India folding up after that.
Yeah. Wasim's magical spell. Oh,
How many? 13 runs?
12 runs. They lost by 12 runs.
But
They needed 271.
no, they lost the remaining for how many runs?
I think for some
2 runs or
14,
something
some
like
11 runs. They lost 11 runs. Joshi hit a 6, Sunil Joshi. After that, he collapsed. Everybody else fell down. And I think the last year Srinath tried to defend but bounced back and it went back. into
Went
the
back.
stands.
That's correct.
Lost by 12 runs that test match.
Okay, got a quick comments. Varun Parvathan says big game for Rajat Patidar, hoping he makes amends. Completely agree.
Yeah.
You know, it is a big game coming up for him. GGK says this is a perfect setup, flat track, mediocre bowlers, Gill's 100 incoming, and as usual, Jazz Ball will get 200. GGK, as we know, is the most optimistic of our subscribers, and you can see that. But I tend to agree with him. It's got a making of India, where India should be piling on a lot of runs. Okay. Silly point. I hope it's not a silly point that you're making, but he's telling us that he went to a restaurant last night and the waiter asked if he wanted anything more. I replied,
That's right. It
that's
was a
really-
silly point.
You a silly point, being very naughty and nasty
Yeah.
and evil in your comments. Okay, Krishna Andre says it'll be 174 for 2 or 74 for 3 till T. Okay, we'll get to our prediction. What is Rajan Thinji saying? He's saying he wants to go. Disappear. Okay, never mind. Sorry, Rajanji, Shivam has made your comment disappear, but we'll go to some other comments in the meanwhile. Okay, just wait. Timothy McGee says, hi guys, do you feel while picking Akashdeep was a good move, not picking Akshar was a big mistake? No, I'm not saying Kuldeep should have been dropped, but looking at Ashwin returns with ball as well as yeah, you could say it in hindsight, but I think then for that you'd have to drop a fast bowler. Would you have dropped an Akashdeep or an
No. Given this pitch.
Siraj? No. You could have dropped a batter. That was the other argument. Drop a Patidar and get an Akshar. Maybe not that also. So no, I think they did the right thing. Yeah. Would you like to go to the next test venue and show us food cum cricket analysis from there? Arey Rajan Thinji. No, I don't think it's possible. I don't think so. No.
Can be explored.
Can be explored. No, let's see. Anyway, Okay, there was a point again we missed out saying that there's bad news on the way. There's rain apparently
Rain.
predicted there, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of rain. Even if it comes, it'll be like for a little while. You know, a quick. this
Sure.
thing.
KK saying GGK cursed Gill, God save Gill. Banter between them only.
Okay. Fitbonk has an unpopular opinion, which is intriguing. He says Rohit Sharma getting out under 10 is less annoying than when he gets out in his 40s.
World Cup
Actually,
pain
World
is
Cup.
talking.
Actually, no, even in Test
No, but
matches.
World Cup, he was giving you those starts, na.
But when he got that start, it backfired in the final.
Yeah.
47.
You expected him to play the way that he did the entire World Cup. I won't take that away.
Yep.
Okay, on that note, thank you, take care. Akash Bhardwaj says Sarfraz will be crucial.
Yeah.
Well, might be, but why hope for him to come in so early? These two bat for long. Next up could be Patidar, let him bat. Ashish Dar has gone 158 for 2 at tea.
150 for 1.
Okay, 150 for 1.
150 for 1. 116 runs, no wickets lost this session.
I'll go 142 for 1.
I'm going 159 for 2.
159.
See you, take care. Tea time.
1 2.
And then their dinner time will be at
Yeah, tea time.
Dancing down the track
What?
for a 4.
What a shot. What a shot.